Third part, 8700. The K version that we are then using for the video, we are ready. The whole system should stay to the POI for trading, POI for mining, POI for gaming, and POI for whatever you want to be. We will do the performance testing as well, the video editing testing compared to the X series, and let's wrap it up this build. On the right side. So now the part that is left, it's actually the radiator. All the cable management we have done yesterday. The EVGA power supply is fitted perfectly. We left 6 connectors for possible extension. The 2 SLI Plus reinforced part we will use for our purpose for our GeForce GTX 1080 Ti, DirectX 12 testing, GameWorks, Ansel, VRWorks, all that part that actually they are mentioned on the cover. We'll test it. Now, first things first, wrap it up this build. If you remember, in the previous build, we had the situation where we inflate in the radiator the whole positive pressure, and we decide then after to make a negative pressure to actually extrapolate the heat from the CORSAIR H, the Hydro series. That's why it's H159. And that one is perfect for our processor i7 8700K. We have already the thermal part on the bottom. We don't need the additional paste. We'll just turn those around. If you remember from the previous build, we actually made that story about cable management in part 2, and we decided to go on the side because of all the jacks are on the left hand side. We'll also put that cable in the middle. In that way, it's not in the way of fans. It's just in the middle where actually we have the metal part, and we'll go from there in the middle tire on the left hand side and provide nice busy look and as end result a good cable management. But we will flip those on the other side to actually deflate from the radiator. If you remember, we said that the closest part to you inflate the air, and that the aerodynamic form of the blade actually spill the air out. That means it goes in that direction. Actually, it will go in that direction, making positive negative pressure, pushing the air. And in that rotation, we have actually pushing the air on the other side, inflating positive, making with aerodynamics the negative pressure, and push the air on the other side. But if you rotate the plate just enough, fair enough, then you feel the wind on the sides. Then we saw last time that those cables are perfect when are on the left hand side. We can recheck that on our last build. Actually, it's on that side, and they are directly connected. We'll do the same. Flip the radiator. This part will be on the left hand side. So, diagonal is the second one. Let's rock and wrap it up. So that one is done. Last check. The other on the other side. Like I said, we will put that in the middle because all the cables will finish on the left hand side. Now, so now you can tie it up. Always make those diagonals movement to have a better match on the holes. The other diagonal you can already tie it directly a little bit harder. Now that's ready. side. Something like that. Ready. Now, let this all not on the right. Perfect. We'll do like that. Now, like you see also the last time, the power management for the motherboard actually already locked the radiator in place. We'll just make some nice screwing of the cables around to actually have the radiator fixed in place. If you remember last time, we will try to do it with those ones, and then after we saw that also the round ones are actually good enough for the build, and we'll just fix all 8 of them. 4 are here and 4 in the middle here. The first one just tight a little bit. Then after, when you are done with the corner, then we can put some pressure. So pressure, upper corner, pressure, lower corner. For some reason there are 8 of them, but I don't know. It's already enough, but we'll just, for the sake of the build, do it together like they decide to have 8 of them. So that is fixed. It's unbelievable how hot it is today. 30 degrees Celsius, even in the night. Now, those 2 fans goes with power provided from the hydro header. Over here we have actually 3 cables. The control on the system control for the fans, then the power over SATA for the pump, and for the ventilator for the fans. I don't know why I'm calling the ventilator, but so it is. So click here. Click. The jumpers are in pair of three, and then one is alone. 4 of them. Then after the system control 1, it should be over here. Let me check. CPU fan 1, yes. Come here. Also a pair of 3 and 1 on the left hand side. Those plastics are like separate that way. And actually exists a jumper of 3. The pump, that is actually the pump fan. That one, the CPU fan 1, and we are looking for the pump fan. We'll set that over here. Something like that. I hope that I made it right. System fan, CPU fan, but that one is pump fan 1. System fan. Just to avoid any mistakes, I'll read it. So you are our champion here. So the installation process, we have 1105, then X51 series that are the screws are actually those with even length on the left and right hand side. We can double check also the other. The other screws. So let me see. Those seems AMD on the way. Then AMD also. Those are actually Intel screws, and that one they are similar but not the same. Those pairs. Let me see. But those aren't. Now, the even length on those sides, even length. Then start to screw them. Opala. I will reposition the plastic under. So, one is in. I actually love it on the Intel chipset X299. You don't have that plastic that are underneath. That is just perfect. You just mount them directly on the board, but it is how it is. Now, fortunately, that case is really reachable from all possible sides. I will for sure manage to find the right spot. But actually, it will be more easy if I unscrew the power supply. Just for a few seconds, and that's it. So, till the end. Yeah. Today is really hot. Yeah. Well, so that part is in. Over here it will be. So all of 4 are here. I will directly screw all 4 of them, just that you can see it. So they are actually here. Position 1 centimeter above the processor and under in the corners. Just take the plastic while you are doing that. Just to recall you, that plastic looks something like that. That one is the plastic under, and those pins are going from the bottom of the motherboard till the front, till the surface. So apply the force on the diagonal parts, and that's it. Now, I can also turn the power supply together in. Yes. No, it's okay. That is okay. Oh, what's the matter? So, preparing. So. Okay. So I always try to fix the bottom part and then to see how actually it can go further and to avoid stretching the cables on the front. They are perfect. They are perfect like that. That is actually 8 millimeters or so, 7, 8. You get, but we have, as you know, over-dimensioned power supply, the G2 series from EVGA, but we need them if you want to extend the system on one rig for POI4 mining, for automation trading, and so on. That one will be helpful then after. Now, Cable management, the cables for the graphic cards over here, those are over here. Now, that one is the USB cable for the header. Good. USB port. I suppose that USB are on that side, and here we have just a fan control, USB, system fan, audio boost, switching cars. Okay. USB 1 is this one over here. The 10 bit is always the disabled one, but actually TI. Interesting. TI button. I'm looking for the layout of the motherboard to have a perfect cable management on the same time, but seems like USB port over here is the best position. We are going around to the processor. USB 2, then after jumper GTI, and that one under is the system one, JRGB, the LED management for jumper for RGB, then after a fan 2, system fan 2, audio, and that's it on that side. System fan, USB 3. Jumper USB 3 for USB port, then system fan, pump fan 1, and CPU fan, and that's it. Yeah. System fan 1. I will decide to stick to, or actually seems a logic that is USB 1 port for the actual header. We'll try to install it. How it goes? It goes directly on the CPU, like that. Like that. Now, those cables, we said they will go on the left hand side, and that guy will go like this. Actually, the way around, it will be a perfect match, but those screws are not the right ones. Definitely not. Seems like the middle ones middle ones over here are the right ones. Yes. But nevertheless, we'll just one by one set the right one. That seems that are all for the X series. Over there for the GPA, the LGA port 2066, 2086, and those one actually for the 1151 LGA port. There are actually three of them here. Where is the fourth one? The fourth one. Three of them. Huh. It will be nice here. The fourth one is here. Yeah. Those are actually the right ones. The same story, same length to the both sides. Because just the processor here is a little bit shorter and smaller. But doesn't matter. We'll adjust that. Yeah. Now is the perfect height. That one's, and then stick around. It's really amazing that even those are so high. Even those are so high. But that is how it is. So high on the throne. That's a beauty of the live streaming. All the passages, all mistakes that I'm doing, you actually can avoid. That's good to have like a double check. So the last part here. That is the beauty of that case. We can do in that manner or on the other side. I will suggest for now on the other side, because then the height of the pumps will be just a little bit under. That is always good. You know what, guys? Those ones are actually the longest one are the perfect ones. I already said that are correct because the bottom part of the hydro is stick on the bottom, and the height of it is actually 5 to 6 millimeters that actually represent those screws. And I was right, actually. I was right the first time. Those ones are the perfect ones. So, anyway, never give up. Never ever. It's pity that they have like a build that is actually some kind of approximation what actually could be. Because if you see the build, you see a screw like that indicate that is like a shorter one with two with the two lengths. This one, but actually is that larger one that is actually perfect match. Probably it's also longer, like you can see it. It's already longer than actual what they draw over here. Something like that. See. So from the picture, you cannot decide which one are the right ones because they are longer. But from the height of the header of the hydro header or hydro head pump actually, and the part that goes on the processor, and then you see how deep it goes down. Then you see that actually the middle of it consumes the header itself. That's why the longer one are the perfect ones. Like that. With the plastic, or this one. Ah. No. The mask. Ah. Just to hold a little bit the plastic bar, the plastic part under until it is finished to screw it. So that's nice. Alrighty. Now over here. So, So it sits perfectly on the processor. And the thermal paste is already on the hydro header. That's why I don't need extra paste here. Thermal paste. Yeah. To the end. That one is 4 on the floor, 4 over here. It's on the floor. Now, staying on the on the right position. Yeah, it's okay. At the end should be leveled. And they actually stick pretty much good together. I will leave it how it is. So, that's part. Now, cable management. One of the SATA is necessary over here. Let's say that one. L profile on the on this side, right hand side. Let's see here. That one should be designed for the pump. Because I read here the pump fan one is over here. After screwing, that is AMD part, Intel part. Mounting bracket pre-installed. X Intel. Okay. LJ 1151, and that one is the under part, screwing over, setting the ventilator, always done right. Now the 3-pin figure or 4-pin. I have a case with a 4-pin because it actually is 3-pin, but on some motherboards you have a 3-pin model, or some 4. Anyway, connect the pump power cable to the CPU fan header on your motherboard. Connect the fans to the 2 connectors coming of the pump. The 2 connectors for the fans, for those fans we already connected, and the actual 3-pin installed on the CPU fan. Here is also the pump fan one, but we'll stick to the instruction. Those the gap should be on the right hand side because the plastic is also over here, and in that matter you know that the right hand side are the right ones. They actually also draw it over here. Anyway, the X1 Intel mounting bracket pre-installed and so on. So all things that you actually for that model you don't need. And we actually done all perfect. The main point that the header stick to the processor and is doing the right job. I have the level over there. We can also level that if we want, but I see it's already perfect. Now cable management. The actual power for the fan, I will put it under those, or actually it could go already under those, then use that slot in the middle tire, then under those cables it will be tight match. I will avoid that. I will just go through under, actually under the motherboard cables. So now it's pretty much good, and then jump right to the connector, something like that. Now even that position I don't like too much, but it is how it is. but at least I will join them together, make that the support wire, because the hard one is already good to have as a support. Then those three and the support, and avoiding to touching the RAM and everything else, tie together. Tie them up. Now, so something like that. So yeah, pretty much good. We have actually the position that already so assumed is perfect. I will just additionally tie them over here. With the stripe cables. Lead. Yeah. Over here, over there, and tie them together. Now, so, tie them in the line together. So, in the line. So, that's nice work. So, perfect. That one is on the bottom. Nobody need to touch anything there. Now, graphic cards. Wow. Actually, we arrive on that super cool part. The last with the scissor or the cutter. Yeah, the scissor or the cutter. Now, ZOTAC have that nice, nice box. It's something like that. It's really smooth. It came with the first impression came with the like manual, packed like CD, and then the actual protection, the power cables, the display port, DVI port, and one more power cable. But power cables we are using from EVGA. The part that we are interested for is the graphic card. Now, static electricity, radiator, a little bit metal parts, radiator goes down. Because there are static tags, just to avoid any static problems. But that beauty is packed like so. The protection part, and you see that fan will suck the air make a positive pressure in the graphic card itself. By wise lower the issue, it will spit it out from that side outside the case and make a negative pressure that we actually want to see to happen. So both cards need 2 slots. Each card needs 2 slots. That means the first two to unscrew. Now, now open the jack, slide the card in. Slide the card in. Slide the card in. Ta-da-da-da. Ta-da-da-da. The first one is actually for the on the SSD side. The M2 version, the 2 and 3 slots are actually occupied on the card. And you heard that click. It clicks over here also. Actually locks the graphic card itself. And we'll actually screw the cards here, fix the position. Sometimes you need also to unscrew the part that are his neighbor, just to align them perfectly together, because that hole is actually just a half millimeter wider than the hole itself, and sometimes you need to play with the position left and right. I don't like actually how it locks inside. Let me double check it. Now, it's actually perfect. Now, okay, it seems all right. Here is actually from the chip like like a sentence. I never saw it that way. From the chips or joining from the transistors and modules and resistors and graphic RAM and so on. Seems like somebody wrote something here. Or the layout is actually made like Viola or something like that. So the first is in, and now the first card I want to say the first one actually over here, but the second one, those cables. Just please remember that the pin that is the porta power, just because they want to separate the meaning of that one with the one that goes in power supply, they put those like 3+1, but actually it's 4-pin connector that goes so under that plastic, and stick together, forming the VGA connector. VGA. VGA connector is over here, then the other power over here. Now, I always want the cables to be out, not in the way, out of the way. I will turn it in that manner so, then find that cable. Find in the middle and stick in the middle part, or even let them to rise till the end of the fan. It's also okay, something like that. But I always prefer to put them in the middle. I will extract the power supply, or actually not. Yeah, I must. I'll go under. So, find the right cable, or at least try to find it. And then set it in the middle, something like that. So, yes, I like to have them in the middle. So, it will be better here, directly under, but I put the power supply here before the VGA. After the VGA, after the power cables, it will be better. The VGA cable are after the power supply cable. But they're so tight here. Yeah. Of course. So, those please under the cables, and if possible under the power cable. Yes, it is possible. Now, straight in the middle. Now it's really nice. Nobody is on the way from one another. That one together, and that I call a nice word. So, now I hear that click over here on that side, and now I know that the power is low. It was already locked, but I want to hear the click, click, and click, click fatigue. So now the second graphic card, and we are now in the position to already start to run it. That's nice. That's freaking awesome. Same story here. Cable, packing, protected bag, blah blah, and so on. Cables. So, GeForce. Okay. Under 52-bit GDDR5. Screw the P108113, and that is the monitor 700W. Passed. Test passed. Okay. Card. The region A1. Okay. Everything is okay with that card. Now, the cables for the second one are already put on the right position. One step. One slot will be always occupied. Those two rows. The beauty. So, the beauty. It's freaking awesome. I'll put the cable on the same part as those cards in between. So, in between the cards, like one slot wide, and then put actually card. See how it goes on the side, and now straight to the point. So, click. If you need to untouch them, just click on the bottom one more time and push it until you heard that click. Click is always a good sound. Like I said, the nearby slot, adjust them for 1 millimeter to the right. and then your card sit perfectly in the position. You can see also that 3 display ports and 1 HDMI, 3 display ports and 1 HDMI, they are sitting now perfectly for the connectors. You can actually already move a half millimeter more to the right. So then those connectors are even more available now. Ones that are in the middle, but they are actually on the corner because they are attached to the motherboard, to the GPU motherboard directly. Not without any step that goes on, then the jumper over it, then you should make the round or the corner connector to the jumpers. In that way, it's cheap production. You actually attach the connectors directly on the motherboard, then they sit right on top of it. But anyway, from ZOTAC, they done really nice job, really good job. So the 3+1 pin to the first of all, then click for the second one. Now those cables, they are already sitting perfectly. Just tie them a little bit or stretch them a little bit more. You have all parts from the case from all sides are accessible to you. You can reach the cable and stretch it, but I saw that already that cable is already perfect here. I will avoid to touch anything here. So the build is done. We'll now fire it for the baby and see how many volts it actually takes. Where is the power button? Yeah. And it's really nice. It's freaking awesome. Every time that I installed the CORSAIR, they really made a great job. Really, really. It's so nice to have those fans and you see how it's looked like. I don't know. I will shut down all the lights that you actually see, but they are just lights underneath to indicate the points, to indicate the actually modules that are connected. It's really nice. That one, the light under to indicate that CPU is over here. That the stripes over here. Unbelievable. They actually made the whole plate like one floating stripe of rainbow and indicate where actually what actual system is firing up. Beautiful. I will close my ventilator on the right hand side and that one behind me. It's actually it's more noisy. My my water distillator, then all the. Do you hear anything? Also, also from the computer above. It's so silent. It's so freaking silent. Those fans are low rotation fans. They are great in cooling, and that's zero appliance, or when you go in zero range, they call them super liquid cooling for high overclock CPU, dual radiator, and two 140 millimeters power span, CORSAIR link, customization control, customers RGB lights, okay, performance liquid, superior power, use 40 minutes circuitous, double radiator 80 degrees 150, endless power, line CORSAIR, professional. Extreme performance, 280 millimeter liquid CPU cooler, and then when they are working on the lower range and the machine is up, but it consumes just over 100 watts, as you can see here. When the graphic cards will fire up with Windows, with all the necessary editing programs that we are going to install, or games. Anyway, you wrote in the comments which games you would want to see or want to actually be tested, but the average, it will goes around 158 till 240, 260, depending on the power that is needed for video editing or gaming. Nevertheless, I'm really pleased with the result, and I will just turn the light off. It's amazing. I can hear the ventilator from the computer above, but not that one that is near me. That is so amazing. Here it is inflating. I literally feel how my hand is pulled in the ventilator. It's the ventilator attracting, the fan attracting my hand. It's making a positive pressure, and here the negative pressure. It's so amazing. And those lights are really, really perfect. They are indicating the CORSAIR. The CORSAIR RGB we already saw over there on the, or that machine actually. It's the RGB version of the H159, but the Pro version, and it's meant to be used on LGA 2066 port. That one that is 1151 LGA port. That one doesn't go with the Pro series. It goes with that series, the H150i, and they are so in the low range. The motherboard itself light up all the lights. I don't know if you see it. Yeah, where the cards are. The cards itself, I didn't buy those ones that make a rainbow all over the place, but I'm focused on the functionality. They are sucking the air and spitting the air over here, and I can feel it already. Here they are spilling. They are spilling the air on the second slot. On the second slot part, you can feel a warm air here. Where is my finger? Those take 2 PCI slots. The first one is the connector, and it's blowing on the second over here. Nothing, but it's all the temperature goes from the second slot over here, and is spitting the hot temperature outside. That means that all the positive pressure that are building in the case, those 2 graphic cards actually doing negative pressure, doing a system of ventilation that is that is meant to be done with the fans. But the blower edition can actually extrapolate all the heat air that is building up and put it, smash it right out the way. That is so amazing. Those cables are also perfect for EVGA. Nice and easy to manage. I hear that computer over there, but that one you hear just so one. You actually feel the fans on the graphic cards. You hear a little bit of rumor. Amazing. Just a little bit, but those from CORSAIR, the big ones for the radiator, for the cooling system, you don't hear anything. It's so freaking amazing. They're just perfect. Guys, when I put also the monitors in the build, or after actually wrapping up this build, I will put the side panels and attach those monitors. Probably we'll have one POI4Build just for the monitors, because lots of people are interested on frequency range with the games with 1 millisecond of the response, 28 inch of the diameter, 70 centimeters, how it looks actually in the game, in the development environment, in real world applications, and also in fantasy. They're just amazing. It's so cool. So tight and so cool. Good job. Thank you all that you are watching now. Please subscribe, share, make some comments, and see you next time. Bye.